Hi everybody, it's Doreen and I'm back today with another card, and this one is a get well card for my father-in-law who was in the hospital. So come and join me and let's get started, and I'll show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so we're going to start with our supplies. I'm going to use my score buddy, and I've cut my cardstock at 5 1/4 by 8 1/2, and I'm going to go ahead and lay it in my score buddy and score my card at 4 1/4, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I crease that down very well and put my score buddy away. And that now makes our card 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And what I want to go ahead and do is I want to round my corners. So I'm going to use my corner chopper by my Crocodile corner chopper by We Are Memory Keepers. And when you get the corner chopper, it comes like this. And then what you'll do is, when you decide which side you want to use, in this case I'm using the rounded one, you can use the 1/4 inch or the 1/2 inch, and I'm going to go ahead and use the 1/2 inch. So what you'll have to do is open this up like so, and then you're going to take your cardstock and put it in the corners there, and then you just go ahead and you chomp it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on all 4 sides, like so. And so now I have my card that is now with the rounded corners. So next, let's go ahead and take our top layer and do the same thing. Now this piece of paper measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing and chop my corners 1/2 inch on each side, like so. Oh, that one I didn't have all the way in, so we're going to go ahead and just redo that one again. Make sure you should make sure you put this all the way in to get the clean edge there. Okay, so now I think I'm going to go ahead and ink up my edges, and I'm going to use the Vintage Photo. This is one of my favorites by Tim Holtz, the Distress ink. So let's go ahead and ink up our stamp and ink the edges of our card. Now this cardstock is just some cardstock that I've had for quite a while. I don't even know the name, brand of it, or even where I've got it because I've had it for so long. So I'm going to go ahead and go around all my edges, and then I'm going to do the same thing for my top layer. Just go ahead and ink up my edges all the way around, and I think it's time to change out my sponge, and probably because I used the Vintage Photo quite a bit, so I'll probably have to change out my sponge here. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go ahead and adhere this. Get that up real quick and straighten out our paper, and we're just going to go ahead and adhere this down to the card. I want to line it up and see exactly where I want to put it, which is about right there. So I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to have to use my Tombow adhesive because my ATG gun needs to be rethreaded. I broke the tape earlier. So let's just go ahead and use the Tombow adhesive and do the same thing I always do. Go around my edges first and then add some tape in the middle. Now I learned about this card, or how to make this card, from Lorraine, whose channel is Card Creations by Lorraine, and I'll put her channel in this video, either down at the description bar or inside the video. So let's go ahead and adhere this to the card and go along my edges and then up and down in the middle. Okay, so now let's work on our clipboard. Now I've cut the clipboard out, and the clipboard is from the Fabulous Finds cartridge, and it is on page 91, and I cut this one out right here, clipboard 1, and then I also cut out I cut that at 4 3/4 inches, and then I cut the shadow feature, this one right here. I also cut that one at 4 3/4 inches, and then I cut the insert at 4 3/4 inches. Now if you were using your gypsy, this would be key number 10 with your gypsy, and you would go ahead and cut it, as I said, at 4 3/4 inches. And so key number 10 would look like this. That's key number 10. So then you'd go ahead and cut that out, and then you'd hit your shadow button, and then key number 10 again, and you would cut that out. And then for your insert, you're going to hit the insert key on your gypsy and then cut out key number 10 again, and it looks like that. That's if you're doing it on your gypsy, but as I said, if you're doing it on the Cricut, or you're doing it with using your Cricut, you would just go to page 91 of your handout and then just do the same thing. So let's go ahead and put this together. And I've already inked up my edges, and when this cuts out, it cuts out like so, but what I did was I cut that off because I'm going to use that on the top of here. So now let's go ahead and lay this down, or maybe we should lay the insert down first, because you want to make sure you get that to fit inside there. So I'm going to first go ahead and put my insert down, and I'm just eyeballing up where to line it up at. And then I'm going to take and I've already inked my edges using the vintage photo, and I'm going to take my Tombow adhesive and just go ahead and get some tape on there, and then I'm going to tape this down. And like I said before, I'm just eyeballing this to line it up, because it really doesn't tell you where to put it. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add the actual clipboard top layer, and go ahead and get some tape along the edges on here as well, using my Tombow adhesive. And then I'm just going to line this up like so. And I'm actually lining this up matching the holes right here. And then I'm going to adhere that down. And then I'm going to fold this over, and before I actually tape this down, I'm going to take that piece that I cut off, and I'm going to put that on top, like so. So let's go ahead again and take our Tombow adhesive and get some tape on there, And I'm not going to worry about if I get any of the tape in the holes, because I can use my adhesive remover tool. And I'm just going to go ahead and line that up like so, and then bring that over. Now what I want to do is I kind of want this to pop up, so I'm going to take some foam tape and I'm just going to put the foam tape, just one foam dot right there. But I'm not going to adhere that down just quite yet, because what I want to do is I'm going to take my flower and I want to stick it right up under there. But first I want to add this to my card. So I'm going to line up where I want it to go on my card. And I think I want to have it right there. And then I'm going to add some tape on the back. And it looks like my Tombow is almost out as well, which means I've been pretty busy. So let's see if we have enough to finish up this card. Otherwise I'll have to get another one out. Okay, so now let's place the clipboard right here and go ahead and adhere that down. And then we'll work on what we're going to do with the little flower piece. So now what I've done is I've rubber stamped this image, and this comes from the Peachy Keen stamp set. It's called the Happy Flowers and Cheerful Phrases. So what I did was I stamped out just the flowers, and I masked the watering can. And I used my Memento Tuxedo Black ink to do that. And then I took and went ahead and colored it with my Yasutomo paints, the watercolor paints. And the colors that I used were this color right here. And for the leaves I used this color. And then I also use this one, and I also use this, and this one. And I just kind of just mixed those colors in to get until I got the effect that I wanted. So now what I want to do is I want to add the little happy face inside the flowers. So what I've done is I've stamped out the face on my Stamp-A-Ma-Jig plastic using my other parts of the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. And now I'm just going to go ahead and line up the face where I want the face to be on the flower, like so. And I want to have it right there. So then I'll take my Stamp-A-Ma-Jig and line it up with the plastic sheet in the corner. And then I'm going to take my Tuxedo Black ink and ink up my smiley face. And let's see, I need to get some of this off because I've got just a little bit too much ink on here. So what I'm going to do is just take a sheet of paper and make sure I get this stamp clean. So I'm going to clean the stamp and then I'll be right back. Okay everybody, so I'm back now and I've cleaned off my stamp. I had just a little bit too much ink on there. So now let's go ahead and remove the plastic sheet, and then we're going to take our stamp and line it up in the corner and then just press down. So now we've got our face, our smiley face. So now let's go ahead and line up the other flower using the plastic sheet and the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig, and lay that down like so. And let me see if I can get up a little bit into the camera frame so you can see that. So now I'm going to line it up right there, line up our plastic sheet, and I'm going to ink my stamp and go ahead and remove the plastic sheet and stamp my image. And there you have it. So now we've got our 2 smiley face flowers. Then the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and add the Get Well Soon. So what I did was I'm going to use the Stamp-A-Majig again, and this time I've kind of put it on my stamp set, which is Get Well and then Soon, and I kind of want to have it line up right like so. So I've put it on my ink block the way I wanted it, and then I stamped it out on my Stamp-A-Majig. And it's kind of faint, you won't be able to see it on the camera, but I can see it when I lay it down exactly where I want it. So I'm going to have it about right there. So now I'm just going to go ahead and line up my plastic sheet, stamp out or ink up my stamp, and then I'm going to remove the plastic sheet, and then I'm going to take my stamp and I think that moved a little bit, so let me try that again. Yeah, I was right, it did move. So let's try that again. Let me lay down where I want it first. And I have to make sure that I don't move it. Otherwise it will be off. So I think I'm going to just put this just a little bit closer to me so I can see it. And I have it lined up where I want it, and I'm going to put my plastic sheet down, and then I'm going to pull up the plastic sheet. And because this is so small, I have to make sure that I don't move the image. Okay, so now let's go ahead and stamp down. And then pull up. There we go. So now I've got my image on there that says Get Well Soon. So let's go ahead and we're going to take this and add it to the card. So, and I kind of want it to stick out like so. About right there. Now, because of that, you won't be able to see my insert, but that's okay. I think I'll just go ahead and angle it this way. Or maybe like that. So it probably would have been okay if I had just not even cut out the insert, because you won't be able to see it anyway. If I had brought maybe the Get down a little bit further, then you could see it. And I probably can still move it over just a little bit. See if I have it like so. If I like it like that, or should I just take and have it like that? I think I'll just do it like that. Next time I'll know to make that just a little bit smaller. So let's just go ahead and put some tape on here, and I'm going to pop this up just a little bit. So I'm going to add some foam tape in the middle. And then I'm just going to put some tape up here at the top, if I have any left. Okay, I guess I have to get another Tombow. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So now, just in case you don't know how to load the Tombow adhesive, you just pull this whole piece off, and you can throw that away. And then you go ahead and just snap in your new piece. So let's go ahead and get back to taping. And let's see, I want to see how that's going to look first before I actually tape it down. I need to bring that down just a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and take the foam piece off, the foam paper off that piece, and get that out the way. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this up at the top. And because I've added tape there, it should stay down. And then I just have it popping up just a little bit in the middle. So there we are. So now let's go over the inside of the card. I've typed out the following verse: with the warmest of wishes, this just comes to say, hope that you're feeling much better today. And then I've signed it, my name and my husband's name. So what I did was I typed this out on my computer using 14 point, and it's the Manuel Novell font, and I printed it out, and then I just cut it down to the size that I wanted, and it's no exact measurement. I just kind of cut until it looks okay to me. And so then now I'm going to, and then I've taken that and put some tape on the back, and then backed it on some brown cardstock. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and round my corners using my corner chopper again. But this time I'm only going to use the 1/4 inch to round it all the way around. Like so. And then I'm just going to take that and tape it in the inside of the card. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure I get the tape in the middle. And then I'm just going to go ahead and line this up and place that in the middle of my card. Whoops, and it looks like that came off, so we may have to put some more adhesive on here. I'll just go ahead and put it down. And I also realized I forgot to take my tape off of the foam adhesive. So that's probably why that came off. So let's go ahead and add this on again and make sure we've got it taped down correctly. There we are. So actually I didn't need to put the tape on the side, but that's okay, because what I can do is go ahead and use my adhesive remover tool and just pull that up and tuck it in up under there. There. So now it's on there. So this is my card for my father-in-law. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.